Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome. My name is Alexis, but I'm also known as MissTrenchcoat all across the internet. I'm an online entrepreneur who designs and sells digital productivity content to help you work smarter, not harder. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll go ahead and leave some links down below in the description box where you can check out more of my work online, and feel free to download some of my latest free productivity tools over at thecharmedshop.com. So today's video, I am going to share with you 5 productive habits for the new year, and specifically 5 habits that I myself am challenging myself for the new year to actually stick to consistently. So when it comes to these habits and these strategies that I'm going to share with you today, most likely you're already familiar with them, right? These are not going to be new groundbreaking productivity strategies by any means, but they're little things that we all can do or really should be doing to help to make ourselves more productive and efficient members of society. And of course, I am not immune to being someone who struggles with productivity or developing productive habits. I'm just like everybody else. I may research and talk about productivity methods all the time, mostly because I really do believe that I'm naturally a very lazy person. So these sorts of productive habits and things like that really help me to be a more efficient and effective person. Now, these things may be common knowledge to you. Like I said, they're not going to be new things, but we all know that common knowledge is not always common practice. So as I go through these habits and tell you guys about what I'm struggling with and what I want to try to make happen for myself in the new year, I want you to make sure that you pay attention to the way that you react to each of these habits. So if you're listening to me and you're thinking, oh, I already know that, right? I want you to ask yourself, do you already do that as well? So you know that you should be doing it. Are you doing it? Are you doing it consistently? Do you need to change the way that you are approaching this habit or this productivity strategy to make you a more successful individual? So that's what I want you to do as we go through these. This is more of a challenge for me to kind of, in a way, have accountability to my audience for what I want to make happen for myself and kind of say it out loud for the new year so that I'm kind of putting it in stone, because I do think accountability and saying things out loud matters. So I want you to take this information and think what you could perhaps add to your life, or what you may need to be changing or putting more effort into to make yourself a more productive and successful person in the new year as well. The first productive habit I'm trying to build in the new year is to get out of bed and make it as soon as I wake up in the morning. Now, don't get me wrong, I already make my bed most days, but I've been trying to build the habit of waking up earlier because I tend to be more productive in the morning. If I commit myself to getting out of bed as soon as I'm awake and then turning around and making my bed, it will make it much harder for me to get back into bed or to give into the temptation of taking an afternoon nap later in the day. Since I work from home and have very few scheduled tasks each week, it's so easy for me to negotiate with myself to sleep in or go back for a nap later. But that usually ends up killing my productivity for the day and making it harder for me to get to sleep on time in the evening. So I'm hoping that making my bed helps to support my overall goal of waking up earlier in the morning. The second habit I'm trying to build in the new year is to read 1 book a month. Reading is not something I struggle with. In fact, I generally read at least 24 books a year, but I read them in spurts. 1 month I may read nothing, and another I may read 5. Because I listen to most books on tape, it's easy for me to get through them, but I want to make reading a regular habit as opposed to something I do in a batch. I'm hoping this helps me to keep my mind engaged by exposing me to new content and ideas regularly that aren't from the television or internet. Habit number 3 is to perform 1 self-care activity a day. This may seem like a big goal to do self-care daily, but really, self-care doesn't need to be a trip to the masseuse or a pedicure at the salon. It can be little things like using a sheet mask, doing a lip scrub, or taking a Lush bath. There are plenty of ways to integrate self-care into your day, and I think by challenging myself to check this off every day, I will consistently reinforce myself as my number one priority and hopefully lower my stress as well. The fourth habit I want to build in the new year is to journal regularly. This year in Q1, I did a pretty good job of journaling daily, or at least most days a week, but then I gradually stopped. If you remember, I was using the daily journaling inserts from my shop in my disc bound for this, and I didn't spend a ton of time writing. I would literally spend a few minutes in the morning or the evening, either setting out my plan for the day and how I was feeling, or recap the day and what happened. I wrote in bullets, short and sweet, and sometimes used my journal like a therapist, ranting about something that went wrong or celebrating something that went well. It was very cathartic for me, and I think committing to reintegrating journaling back into my daily habit most days will be helpful for my peace of mind. The final habit I want to build in the new year is to write things down more. Now, I know this may seem similar to the last habit, but it's different. I already do a semi-good job of writing down ideas and thoughts and details, but I still find myself forgetting to note information, thinking I can remember it in my head, and then kicking myself when I forget about it. So in the new year, I want to commit to writing more down, to help my brain power and to help me get a little better organized. To do this, I started using my desk jot pad again and have some note pages punched for my disc-bound planner that are ready for me to write on and pop into my calendar or project pages, so I'm ready to go to make some notes. I hope that you guys got some inspiration from this video and this little chat, because I really do believe that these sorts of habits, all 5 of them really could bring your life to a level where you're more productive, you're being a little bit less stressed out, and you're more successful because you're more organized. Little things like this. And I really think that these are all things that I could be doing daily, right? Some of them I've actually said you're doing this daily. But reading, making your bed, doing self-care, journaling, writing things down. These are little things that could easily be part of my day and easily be part of your day. So I would highly suggest you think about adding these to your routine in the new year as well. And if you have any other productive habits that you're hoping to, get a wrangle on for the new year, feel free to leave those down in the comments so that we can discuss them and get some ideas and maybe inspire some other people with your ideas as well. So I hope this video has been helpful to you, and if it was, and if you got inspired or it gave you some new information you didn't have before, please make sure to give it a like and feel free to share it on social media if you have friends or family that you think would be interested in the topic. And of course, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me, and until next time, bye-bye!